What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you all. Let's just jump right into it. Crankbait setup. We're talking crankbaits, shallow water crankbaits specifically. Okay, now when I'm talking about shallow water, I'm usually throwing this between 2 to 6 feet. That's what I consider shallow. Some people might think differently, but my setup for shallow is the following. I'm running a Daiwa Tatula XT, just like a lot of my other setups, okay? And the rod that I'm running is a 7-foot medium heavy glass rod, fiberglass, okay? They have a fiberglass rod in their Tatula series for $100, and this thing is beautiful. It's a medium heavy, fast action tip, and this thing's a workhorse of a rod. I like throwing this for crankbaits all the time, all right? And I'm running a 6-to-3 gear ratio, Daiwa Tatula SVTW, 6-to-3 with 12-pound Seagar and Vizex fluorocarbon, okay? These rods are beautiful. These reels are beautiful. I'm running the glass rod for a couple reasons. They're a little more forgiving with these treble hooks. So a lot of times with these treble hooks, you know, you need a little bit more give to them instead of just being able to pull the bait out of a fish's mouth. So this thing acts as like a giant shock absorber, and the fast action tip allows this crankbait to really work and do its thing and wobble, you know, like it should. If you want a tighter wobble, I also throw, you know, like a rattle trap, flat-sided crankbait, you know, whatever you want to call them. But here's a rattle trap, you know, and I'm throwing that as well on here. Obviously, you can have a different setup for every style of fishing you use. I'm not built on money. I'm just an everyday average angler, weekend warrior. So this thing acts for multi styles of crankbaits. All right, I use it for all the crankbaits that I ever have. Okay, I like the 6-to-3 gear ratio because, like I said earlier, it allows for that bait to wobble. If I did want to tighten it up, like I just said, you switch baits, that'll give you a tighter wobble. You could also burn this 6-3, which will give it a tighter wobble as well. But this glass rod specifically allows for, when you're fishing this bait, you really want to be hitting cover with it, okay? You want to be hitting rocks. You want to be banging these things off of rocks and stumps and sticks. And, you know, that's triggering a reaction bite. That's what's happening, okay? So when you hit something, that fish reacts and it goes in for the kill. What I also like about these rods is it has enough beef with the fast action tip where when you're running this thing over the tops of a grass mat or something, you really want this thing to hit the grass. You don't want to bury it in there deep, but just on top, the tips of the grass, you're hitting that grass, you're feeling it with that rod, and it gives you enough force where if you pull on that tightly, it cleans out that grass. It's self-cleaning, it's efficient. With this rod, you know, you could be set up with a different rod and you're just not doing that. So with this fiberglass rod, medium heavy, it gives enough backbone throughout your rod where, you know, you give it a quick jolt, you're clearing up that grass, you're giving it a quick pause, and that's what's causing a reaction bite as well. So my setup has always been working for me. This rod is newer for me, this reel is newer for me, but I still have ran a similar setup all the time when I'm cranking. So everybody loves to crank. I don't know, that sounds funny. I don't know anybody that has a bad thing to say about crankbaits. I've caught a lot of fish on crankbaits. It's one of the first lures I ever kind of learned to fish on. So, you know, it's something that you really should get efficient with. Get set up the right way. Get yourself a Tatula XT, you know, 7-foot medium heavy glass rod. I'll link it, you know, the page in the description. But that's basically my setup for crankbaits. I'd love to hear what anybody else has to say. Throw some comments because what I do doesn't mean it's totally right. You know, there's a million ways to fish. Everybody has their own opinion. I love to hear them. And, you know, just let me know. Let me know what you think. I want to truly thank everybody that's subscribed, everybody that's watching this video right now. I truly thank you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, it'd be awesome if you could. I'm going to be throwing more content out, going down the line on my setups of what I use for fishing. More content coming on different topics. So if you can help support the channel, throw a like, throw a subscribe. bro, comment. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you all. Take it easy.